So everyone and their grandmother's been talking about the hype house this week, and I realized, oh wow, that's a problem for my job because I have no idea what this all is. So since I'm at the great age of 22, I've came to the conclusion that if it's on the internet and I don't understand it, it's from TikTok. And naturally, that's pretty much where the hype house is from. So in today's video, we're gonna find out who these people are, why they're acting like this, and why this is basically a disaster waiting to happen. And just from looking at the surface of this thing, wow, this situation's way bigger than what I thought it was. We got 2 videos on this situation, totaling out to about 9 million views between the 2 of them. The first being The Truth About the Hype House by Keech, and the second one being uploaded on the Hype House channel itself, titled The Real Truth About the Hype House, which is kind of weird considering the beef seems to be between Daisy and this dude named Thomas. Why is Thomas sitting by himself on a group channel that's supposed to be like 19 people? Bro, there's like 19 members on this hype house channel, and then Thomas decides like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a whole video, just me, myself, responding to this drama. Basically meaning he took all of this so personally that he risked the entire brand that he's trying to build up here just to respond to her. Dude, are you not an influencer? Do you not have your own YouTube channel? Upload this video on your own YouTube channel, not on the hype house channel. The people would want to see his response to Daisy anyway, so they would go over to his main channel anyway. This doesn't need to be on the Hype House brand. Like, just looking at this situation from the surface, it just makes me think the Hype House looks like an investor's nightmare. Cool concept. Awful execution. Because we're not even 6 months into this whole Hype House startup situation, and everyone's eyebrows are now raised around the leadership of the house.
Sorry, Gary's in the shot. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it's just making me laugh.
You just came to steal the spotlight today? Oh, okay. That's okay. Oh, certainly.
He likes to give kisses.
What a kisses, Gary. Very nice to see you.
Okay, bye. Oh. Gary, what's your thoughts on the hype house?
As you guys can tell, working from home is going flawlessly. But to elaborate on the situation a little bit more, Keech uploaded her video the 28th of March, 2020, where Daisy's main points were, she gave Thomas a job after he was fired from Team 10.
And shortly he got let go from Team 10 and he needed money and a job. I said, look, I'll hire you as my full-time photographer and editor.
She paid $18,000 towards the house deposit.
He told us the deposit was going to be $46,000. Chase had some money. We each put down $18K. Thomas put down about $5K and Alex and Cobra put about $5K as well.
She felt intimidated during the New York Times interview since she didn't have a manager there, but Chase did.
New York Times came to do an interview, and keep in mind this is my very first in-person interaction with the press, and I was like, this is really intimidating.
Chase, to my knowledge, is the TikTok boy Lil Huddy.
What?
Yeah.
What planet am I on anymore?
I don't know. It's 2020. Everything's weird from here on out. She regretted not talking more in the interview. According to Daisy, she's a co-founder along with Chase, Thomas, and anyone else who put down money for initially renting the house.
Being 20 years old and not having like a manager there with me, kind of like Chase had, I had no idea to speak up and to say that I was a co-founder. I kind of already assumed that Thomas and Chase would have given the other co-founders, not even just myself, but the other co-founders credit, because out of integrity, that's just what you do.
And a lot of this drama stems from Daisy feeling like Chase and Thomas cut her out of co-owning this. Daisy claims that Thomas told her lawyer/manager, quote, "I'm just more of a businessman, and the girl's like Daisy, she's just another hot Instagram model with a shelf life," which, if that's true, that's a massive yikes. But guess what? It's a he said, she said situation, so...
And what? Someone like Lil Huddy doesn't have a shelf life? Are you kidding? Sorry. I was gonna not say that, but oh yeah, I'm sure we'll all know who Lil Huddy is in 10 years. Definitely.
Yo, wake up call. Everyone has a shelf life. It's planet Earth.
Damn, we all finna someday. It might be sooner though if you don't get in your house.
Next point, though, Daisy claimed in her video that Thomas told her that the hype house wasn't making money, yet he was buying himself luxury items.
He claims the hype house has made no money, yet he's bragging about an $8,000 Cartier bracelet he just bought, a $10,000 cat. He's talking about buying a new Tesla. The hype house hasn't made any money. Then how do you have all this stuff?
So maybe he had a sugar daddy. Who knows? It's LA. Then the other large point is Daisy claims Thomas told her to manipulate another large influencer to join the house, who many in the comments think is Addison Rae, apparently.
Another red flag flag that I noticed is he also came up to me and asked me to manipulate one of the bigger creators that was thinking about joining, and he said, "Can't you just go act like you're her best friend? That way she wants to be a part of this. Like, she needs to feel welcome, and like she has friends here."
Okay, that's a he said, she said situation again, so we can't really talk too much about that because we weren't there. We don't know. The next point of hers is Thomas turned down the press opportunities because allegedly he thought that it would make him look bad. And at the end of the day, he makes the decisions.
One of the other co-founders found out about another press opportunity and was denied them. And the other co-founder said, "Thomas, I think this is a really great opportunity. I really, really want to do this." And he said, "No, the press keeps making me look bad. It makes me look like I'm forcing people to make videos."
Okay, that's again, he said, she said situation. We don't know if he actually said that. We weren't there. The next point was that Daisy didn't have access to the Hype House email, which is a massive red flag if she actually is a co-owner or actually was a co-owner.
He is the only one with access to all the social media accounts, to the emails.
Next point being Daisy claims that she didn't know about the music video shoot that was happening, where I guess Lil Mosey's team had rented the house for a day of shooting.
I walk in and there's this huge music video production. I confronted Thomas and I was like, "Yo, like, what is happening here? You didn't even tell me about this."
Then finally, Daisy claimed that Thomas unfollowed her on the Hype House social media accounts and told the rest of the members to unfollow her.
So after that confrontation at the Hype House, he unfollowed me off of all social media to make it look like I'm not a part of it anymore. He hosted a little team meeting and asked them all to unfollow me and to block me.
Well, okay. That was Daisy's side of the story. Let's take a look at Thomas's side of the story, and then I'll maybe throw in my opinion at the end. So, Thomas uploaded a video to the Hype House channel, which, again, should really have been on his own channel, considering this is a group house with 19 members. What? Like, okay, if a bunch of the members were sitting, like, responding to this, completely understand why it would be on the Hype House channel. But why is this not on Thomas's damn channel? Which seems to be a trend with the Hype House, because Welcome to the Hype House is the first video on the channel. That was uploaded 2 months ago. You have, like, I guess, like, the picture of all the members, but there's only 2 members sitting in the intro video, which I'm assuming is Thomas and Chase, or aka Lil Huddy. And after watching the Welcome to the Hype House video, the only thoughts left in my head was, gee wow, that Lil Huddy guy should really get his cough checked out. Considering it's Rona season, should really get that checked out, dude. I realized this video was uploaded on the January 7th, so it might just be bronchitis. You should still get that checked out, though. But anyway, Thomas goes on to, I guess, attempt to debunk all of Daisy's points on the Hype House main channel. Why isn't it on your own channel, dude? So to make things easy, let's just go through the points in the same order as previously, but now with Thomas's side of the story. So Daisy claims that she gave Thomas a job to quote unquote help her friend, but Thomas says that's not quite true.
I shopped for Daisy from July until September for free. Starting September 15th to September 31st was the first time I was paid for editing her YouTube videos, editing her bang videos, and taking all of her photos for Instagram. I took a solid 90 to 95% of her photos for months, and I was being paid $250 a week for full YouTube editing, bang video editing, and shooting all of her branded content for Instagram. Her video, she makes it seem like she gave me this amazing opportunity when I was at a very low point. For most of December, when Daisy decided to do Vlogmas, while I was building up this team, I also edited her videos every single night of Vlogmas. She never paid me in all of December for any of the work that I did.
Wow, with a simple contract, all of this could have been avoided. Next point, who paid for the house security deposit? Because that apparently is very confusing. Daisy said she put down $18,000 for the security deposit. Jesus Christ. Thomas said she did, but she didn't have the money in time. So he put down $15,000 and Chase put down $31,000 for this house security deposit. And Daisy paid Thomas $5,000 the following week and paid Chase about $13,000 the week after, which isn't too bad.
I spent every penny I had, which was $15,000, and Chase put the other $31,000 in. Daisy had agreed to pitch in $18,000, and she would pay us back when her bank became available. Daisy then reimbursed Chase $13,000 and reimbursed me $5,000. I don't know how this got twisted, but Alex and Cover did not put any money down to moving into this house.
Sounds like you guys paid almost a third-ish each, except for Thomas. Thomas only paid about $10,000, while the other two paid about $18,000. So that doesn't quite add up here.
Are you saying that a 17-year-old TikTok boy has $31,000 to put down on a house?
Yeah, welcome to TikTok. Welcome to 2020. It's crazy. This decade's absolutely insane.
I'm not dissing or anything. I'm just saying, like, wow. Okay.
What's crazy to me, though, is they're throwing around this money without any contracts or anything whatsoever.
Don't they all have manager? Well, no. Would they be? No, the managers wouldn't even be involved with that, would they? Well, it should be.
They really should have had some. They should have had a contract. They should have had some managers involved here. Honestly, they probably should have had a lawyer or two involved, and definitely an accountant. An accountant will always save influencers money. Advice for all influencers out there who are making a living off of this: if you don't have an accountant, you're most likely losing money. But to me, it actually sounds like she has a co-founder role, considering she, put up the money for the property. But the fact that the three of you guys did not go up to an accountant to set up this LLC, and then all of you guys put the money into the LLC, where the LLC then pays for the house deposit and so on, that's dumb. You guys should have had a contract in place so all of this literally wouldn't have happened. Because to me right now, it sounds like Thomas needed Daisy's extra money to fund his little influencer lifestyle. Since if you guys were planning on squeezing her out, why'd you accept her money in the first place? But next point. The New York Times situation, where Thomas responded by saying everyone had a chance to speak.
There was a lot of people sitting around the table the entire interview. Everyone was free to chime in whenever they liked. A lot of the conversation was directed towards me. Some questions were for Chase, some for Daisy, some for Alex. I thought it went really well. I never once in that interview said that it was me and Chase who were the only co-founders.
So, that's another he said, she said situation. We weren't there, so we can't really talk about it. So the next point is, who does what in the house? So Daisy claimed that everyone who put money down for the deposit was a co-owner, which I guess makes sense if they didn't have a contract in place and everything was verbal. Massive mistake on everyone here, or massive mistake on Daisy here for not having a contract enforced. But Thomas claims this wasn't the case. He said he put manager there since he was like the manager of the house, and she put co-founder in her bio because she put down the money to live here, in her words.
As well as the Today Show, there were me and 5 other people who did the entire Today Show, and we never once said that me and Chase were the only founders. We never once said that Chase put down all the money. Daisy also claims in this video that to social media, I made everything seem as if I was the only founder of the Hype House. My bio on Instagram and in any interview I've said, I'm pretty much the manager of the Hype House, and that's why it's in my bio.
Bruh, if you guys only had a contract in place, I know I've been saying this a whole lot, but not having a contract for this whole place is really working in Chase's and Thomas's favor here. The only reason I can see them not having a contract in place would be to squeeze Daisy out without legal consequences. It would either be that or just all of them didn't know what they were doing. But on to the next point. The comments about Daisy having a shelf life, which are ridiculous to even begin with.
Daisy claims that she got in an argument with me because I told her lawyer that Daisy had a shelf life. Keep in mind, if I were to say anything poor about Daisy, why would I say it to her own attorney?
That's a he said, she said situation. So, of course, he's going to deny it in his video. Even if he said it, he's going to deny it in his video. It's like, we don't know. So the next point is Thomas buying luxury items. So Thomas showed a bunch of PayPal receipts that were, I guess, was money coming into him, but he censored the whole money part.
I can afford things for myself because of my own personal brand deals. I make all of my own money. I've never touched anything from the Hype House business.
So I guess that was the proof he gets paid for brand deals. But what's the point of showing that if you're not going to show the amount? Because it seems like you're coming off as a little bit insecure to her remark about that. He basically replied to that like, no guys, believe me, look at me, I make money. Look at these 3 transactions. Trust me, believe me, I make money. What I'm trying to say here is it's just really weird for you to respond to that in that manner. The next point, Thomas telling Daisy to manipulate another member into joining.
That's not something I would do. What I told her, as well as I told Cover, be nice to this person, be their friend, make them feel like they're at home with their family.
Guess what? That's another he said, she said situation. I can't pronounce that anymore, apparently. So next point, did Thomas turn down press opportunities?
The only person that had ever brought up a press opportunity that I said no to was her lawyer, who I had zero trust for based on a lot of information that I have found out about him.
Well, that's another he said, she said situation. Oh, I almost did it. Next point, did Daisy have access to the Hype House email? So Thomas here claims that he can't trust her because she's working with a manager and lawyer who's been disbarred,
including reasons he was arrested in the past and reasons he was suspended from the bar. She brings this up as a huge problem. She admitted to wanting to have her lawyer/manager be involved in all of the emails, as well as when he told me specifically he wanted access so that he could use that email to bring Daisy deals. I realized what was going on, and this was very suspicious to not only me, everyone around me that knew the situation.
Which, if that's true, fair point.
Well, then that's not a lawyer anymore, is it really?
No, that's not a lawyer anymore. But all of this wouldn't be happening if there was just a contract in place. Guys, contracts. If you're working with other people and there's money involved, contracts, please. It'll save you a lot of time and money and stress. Next point. Did Daisy know about the music video?
If she was not aware that the music video was happening in our house, then how did she respond in the group chat where I said Little Mosey wants to do a music video? She claims to not know that this music video is even happening.
He showed screenshots of her knowing about the music video, I guess. So I guess he's right there. But I would not be surprised if there was some severe communication issues here, because that's what all of this is stemming from, it seems like. There's like zero communication in this house between the 3 owners, or 2 owners. You know you have a problem if you can't figure out if you have 2 or 3 owners. And then the final point where Daisy claimed that Thomas hosted a team meeting where he asked everyone to unfollow her, and then Thomas's response to that was he had a majority vote and everyone unfollowed her.
After that happened, I reached out to all of our members, and after a large majority vote, we decided that Daisy should no longer be a part of the Hype House. And that is when the next day, we had unfollowed her from all of her socials.
So that right there, yet another he said, she said situation. But guys, I mean, if you want my opinion on this, what I'm seeing here is the lack of communication between the co-owners is leaving a bunch of silence. And when there's a bunch of silence, that leaves a whole lot of room for interpretation and uncertainty. So what people do then is they fill all this silence with the worst possible thoughts that could happen, which could lead to that person doing something to take the whole situation from bad to worse. So in relationships, definitely when there's money involved, as I've said like 300 times during this video, simple communication, and we could have avoided this entire situation. Daisy wouldn't have filed for a trademark if she didn't feel threatened, and Daisy wouldn't have felt threatened if there was open communication between the 3 owners. And if the Hype House can't get their communication on lock, get every member on the same page, and I'm praying they have contracts between their members, or else it's literally a disaster waiting to happen. Because it's not really a sci-fi conclusion to think, oh, something bad happens in the house, and then everyone leaves. And then you have 19 different the truth of what really happened videos on that situation. That's pretty realistic in 2020. So I really hope they have these influencers on contracts. Which brings me to another point. I mean, like, I feel like this wouldn't have been like this big if the entire world wasn't sitting quarantined right now. But on that note, please let me know what you think in the comments down below of this entire situation. It's an absolute mess. But hey, it's happening in 2020, so is it really coming as a surprise to anyone? But if you're new here, I welcome you to my channel. It'd be awesome if you subscribed. Hit the bell notifications and set them to all if you don't want to miss a video. And if you want to follow me outside of YouTube, you can find me as Atozy on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be down in the description down below. But on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I don't talk, I get it. Yeah, you know I'm about it. If it kill me, I'ma let it. Run into the bag like I'm so athletic. I've been up since 6, making hits like tennis. I've been on fire, I just need my credit. Wanna go far, need to change my settings. Reaching for the stars so my feet touch heaven. Haven't had first, bitch, already want seconds.